So apparently, The Simpsons made an episode about crackers, and somehow it turned into one of the most chaotic episodes of the season. This is Homer, a cracker bro, and trust me, this episode gets way weirder than you expect. So the episode starts with Homer hanging out with Kirk Van Houten, and honestly, that already feels dangerous. Because every time Kirk appears on screen, his life somehow gets worse. This man is basically Springfield's professional loser. But this time, something different happens. Kirk accidentally creates a cracker that doesn't leave crumbs. And somehow, Springfield treats this like the greatest invention since electricity. People are going insane over crackers. And the funniest part? It actually feels believable in Simpsons logic. This is the same town that almost destroyed itself over a monorail. So Homer instantly realizes there's money involved. And the second Homer smells business opportunity, you already know disaster is coming. So Homer and Kirk start turning this stupid cracker idea into an actual company. And watching these two act like billionaire entrepreneurs is honestly hilarious. They start talking like tech CEOs. They start acting important. They walk around like they just invented the future. Meanwhile, the product is literally just crackers without crumbs. And honestly, that's peak Simpsons comedy. But then the episode slowly changes. At first, Kirk actually seems happy. For once in his life, people respect him. People listen to him. He finally feels important. And weirdly enough, you actually start rooting for him, which feels illegal. Because usually, Kirk exists just to suffer. But this episode gives him something rare, confidence. And that's where things start going wrong. Because Kirk slowly becomes obsessed with success. He stops sleeping. He starts talking faster. He gets way too energetic. And suddenly, this man starts acting like a billionaire startup owner who drank 17 energy drinks. And Homer slowly realizes something is seriously wrong. Now this caught me off guard, because the episode suddenly gets surprisingly serious. It turns out Kirk stopped taking his medication, and now his mental state is spiraling completely out of control. And honestly, I did not expect The Simpsons to handle something like this. Usually, modern Simpsons episodes focus mostly on fast jokes and random chaos, but this one actually slows down. It lets scenes feel uncomfortable, and that emotional tension makes everything more interesting. There's one moment where Kirk starts explaining insane business expansion plans, and Homer just stares at him like, "Bro, what are you doing?" And somehow, Homer becomes the responsible person. That might be the most unrealistic thing The Simpsons has ever done, but don't worry, the episode is still completely insane. Because once the cracker company becomes successful, everything starts collapsing. There are lawsuits, there's business chaos, there's public panic, and then somehow the wildlife gets involved. Yes, the animals in Springfield accidentally get into pharmaceutical drugs, and the entire town turns into chaos. That whole sequence feels like classic Simpsons insanity, and honestly, it's probably the funniest part of the episode. The animation during these scenes also looked surprisingly good, especially the nighttime shots and the fast chaos sequences. You can tell the animators were actually having fun with this episode. And another thing I liked, the pacing. Because the episode constantly switches between comedy and emotional tension. 1 second you're laughing at Kirk acting insane, and the next second you actually feel bad for him. Which is strange, because this is literally Kirk Van Houten, the human embodiment of failure. But somehow, the episode makes him feel real. And honestly, that's why this episode works. It's not really about crackers. It's about a guy becoming addicted to finally feeling important. And once everything starts falling apart, Kirk completely loses control. The business crashes. Homer regrets everything. And the episode ends on this weirdly emotional note. Nobody really wins. Nobody really loses. It just ends with that classic Simpsons feeling, chaos mixed with sadness. And honestly, that ending worked way better than I expected. Because modern Simpsons episodes don't usually take emotional risks like this anymore. But this one actually tried something different, and for the most part, it worked. So overall, I'd probably give Homer, a cracker bro, around an 8 out of 10. It's funny, it's weird, it's chaotic, but it also has something modern Simpsons episodes sometimes forget, an actual emotional story. And somehow, the emotional center of the episode is Kirk, which still sounds insane to say out loud, but yeah, an episode about crackers somehow became one of the more memorable Simpsons episodes in a long time. And honestly, only The Simpsons could make that sentence real.